an urge to keep everyone around you happy. When life throws curveballs, many of us develop a strong desire to shield those we care about from experiencing similar pain. It's a natural reaction to hardship, wanting to protect others from the suffering you've endured. This can be understood as an instinctive drive to prevent loved ones from feeling the emotional scars you've accumulated over time. We often go through difficult times that shape our personality, character, and approach to the world. After facing significant hardship, there is often a desire to ensure that those around us don't have to face the same challenges or struggles. This instinct, however, can lead to something known as the savior complex. The savior complex is when you feel an overwhelming need to rescue others from distress or discomfort. It's more than just helping a friend in need or lending a hand during a tough time. It becomes a driving force, a need to constantly fix, assist, and make things right for others. You become a source of solace for those around you, hoping to prevent them from feeling the same pain you experienced. But while this trait comes from a place of love and care, it can also lead to significant emotional strain. At its core, the savior complex may appear to be an admirable trait. You are the person who steps in when others need help, the one who offers comfort and support in moments of distress. However, the problem lies in the fact that this need to save others often comes at the expense of your own well-being. When you're constantly focused on others, you may neglect your own emotional, mental, and physical health. It's essential to recognize that while your desire to protect others is valuable, you also need to protect yourself. Self-care is often viewed as selfish, but in reality, it's an act of strength. You cannot pour from an empty cup, and taking care of your own needs is critical to your emotional recovery. Setting boundaries is key. You cannot be the hero for everyone, and it's okay to say no when your plate is full. Just as you wouldn't advise someone to keep pushing forward while running on empty, it's essential to be kind to yourself and accept that sometimes it's okay to step back. Additionally, constantly being in a role where you save others can lead to burnout. This occurs when the emotional energy you put into helping others drains your own energy reserves. It can create an unhealthy pattern where you feel compelled to give and give without receiving in return. It's important to build relationships where mutual care and understanding exist, not just one where you play the role of the savior. Compassion is a beautiful thing, but it should not come at the cost of your own peace of mind. The savior complex and personal boundaries. A savior complex can sometimes stem from deeper psychological needs. For example, it may arise from a person's own feelings of inadequacy or their desire to feel needed. If you struggle with feelings of worthlessness or unimportance, helping others might give you a sense of purpose and validation. It's important to acknowledge this, as it helps identify the root cause of your need to save others. In relationships, this dynamic can create an unhealthy power imbalance. One person always gives, while the other always takes. Over time, this can foster resentment and dissatisfaction in the relationship, as the rescuer feels unappreciated or emotionally drained. This dynamic can also prevent both individuals from growing or developing the necessary skills to face challenges on their own. Learning to establish healthy boundaries is essential. You can still offer help and support, but it's important to recognize that not every situation requires you to play the role of the savior. By setting clear boundaries, you ensure that you are not being taken advantage of and that your emotional needs are also being met. The importance of self-compassion. One of the most powerful tools in overcoming the savior complex is practicing self-compassion. It's easy to give to others and forget about yourself, but nurturing your emotional and mental health is just as important. Self-compassion involves being kind to yourself in moments of failure, disappointment, and emotional pain. Instead of pushing yourself to be the perfect helper or savior, you learn to accept your own imperfections and treat yourself with care. By practicing self-compassion, you will find that you can still help others, but from a place of strength rather than exhaustion. This allows you to create healthier, more balanced relationships where both parties can give and receive in equal measure. A guarded heart. A guarded heart is a natural response to the wounds we accumulate over time. It's your way of protecting yourself from being hurt again after experiencing betrayal, loss, or emotional distress. The scars of past experiences create an emotional armor, a defense mechanism designed to shield you from further pain. However, while this protective layer might have served you well in the past, it can also make it difficult to trust others. When someone has hurt you, it's understandable to be cautious. Whether it was a betrayal by a close friend, a broken relationship, or a painful loss, the emotional toll it takes on you is profound. As a result, you may find yourself withdrawing from new connections or relationships. The fear of being hurt again makes it difficult to open up to others, and this distance you create often leads to feelings of loneliness or isolation. However, it's important to recognize that this guardedness isn't a flaw. In fact, it's a coping mechanism, a form of self-preservation. By protecting your heart, you are giving yourself the space to heal. The problem, though, is that over time, this self-protection can become a barrier that prevents new, healthy relationships from forming. According to trauma specialist Judith Herman, the process of healing from emotional wounds often requires us to gradually allow ourselves to trust again. But trust is something that needs to be rebuilt, step by step. Trusting others does not mean abandoning your boundaries or letting go of your caution. It simply means being open to the possibility of positive, supportive connections, while also being mindful of the need for self-preservation. Trust is a fragile thing, and once it's been broken, it takes time to rebuild. It's important to give yourself permission to heal at your own pace. You don't have to rush into trusting others, but by allowing yourself to be open to new relationships, you create the possibility of deeper, more meaningful connections. Vulnerability and healing. One of the key components of overcoming a guarded heart is embracing vulnerability. Vulnerability often feels scary because it involves opening yourself up to the possibility of being hurt. But vulnerability is also where growth, healing, and connection happen. When you allow yourself to be vulnerable, you allow others to see the real you, the imperfect, flawed, and beautiful parts that make you who you are. Healing begins when you stop viewing vulnerability as a weakness and start seeing it as a strength. Vulnerability allows you to build authentic connections with others and fosters deeper emotional intimacy. By slowly opening your heart to others, you create the possibility for new and healthier relationships. A strong desire for stability. After going through trauma or hardship, the desire for stability becomes one of the most important aspects of life. Stability offers safety, comfort, and predictability in a world that can sometimes feel chaotic and unpredictable. When life throws curveballs, the need for structure becomes a way to regain control over your environment. It's a way to mitigate the uncertainty that comes with pain and loss. After experiencing instability, many people crave the comfort that comes with a routine. This can manifest in small things, like sticking to a specific daily schedule, maintaining consistent habits, or creating a physical environment that feels calming and secure. Stability can be as simple as having a reliable morning routine, or as complex as planning for long-term financial security. Routines in particular offer a sense of predictability. They help reduce anxiety and bring order to a chaotic mind. Knowing what to expect in a day can provide comfort in the midst of emotional upheaval. Whether it's a ritual like meditating in the morning or practicing gratitude before bed, these small acts create a sense of control in an otherwise uncontrollable world. The role of grounding techniques. Grounding techniques like the 5-4-3-2-1 method mentioned earlier are powerful tools that can help you regain a sense of stability when anxiety or overwhelm strikes. These techniques bring you back to the present moment, allowing you to focus on your immediate surroundings rather than the overwhelming emotions you're experiencing. Practicing grounding techniques can also improve your overall sense of emotional well-being, helping you to stay centered during moments of stress. It's important to remember that stability is not something that comes overnight. Just as trauma doesn't heal instantly, the process of rebuilding your sense of stability takes time and effort. But every small step you take towards creating a stable environment for yourself is a step towards healing and growth. Inner resilience. Resilience is a quiet, often unnoticed trait that carries us through life's challenges. It's the inner strength that allows us to keep moving forward, even when life feels unbearable. It's not about never falling down. It's about finding the strength to get back up again, no matter how many times you've been knocked down. Resilience is often cultivated through adversity. It's the result of facing obstacles, overcoming them, and growing stronger as a result. People may not always see the battles you've fought or the struggles you've endured, but resilience is what keeps you going. It's what drives you to continue, even when the odds seem stacked against you. Think about the single parent who manages to juggle a full-time job, raise children, and maintain a household. To the outside world, it might seem like they're effortlessly handling everything, but behind the scenes, they are constantly giving up their own time and energy to ensure their loved ones are taken care of. Their resilience is what keeps them going, even when they feel exhausted or overwhelmed. Resilience isn't about perfection. It's about showing up day after day, despite the hardships you face. It's about finding the strength to keep going when everything else tells you to stop. It's the quiet power that lives within you, pushing you to keep going when you feel like giving up. Cultivating resilience. Resilience isn't something that happens automatically. It's something that needs to be actively cultivated. By embracing a mindset of growth, focusing on your strengths, and learning from setbacks, you can build your resilience over time. When you face challenges, view them as opportunities to learn and grow rather than insurmountable obstacles. This shift in perspective can help you develop the emotional strength needed to overcome even the most difficult situations. Hyperindependence. Hyperindependence is a common response to emotional wounds, particularly when trust has been betrayed. After experiencing significant emotional hurt, many individuals develop a fierce sense of independence as a way to protect themselves. This behavior stems from the desire to avoid the vulnerability of relying on others, as past experiences have shown that depending on others can sometimes lead to disappointment and heartbreak. While hyperindependence can provide a sense of control, it can also become isolating. The constant need to rely solely on yourself can prevent you from building meaningful interdependent relationships. It may also prevent you from receiving the help and support that you need to thrive. Learning to balance independence with the willingness to accept help from others is an essential part of personal growth. It's okay to be independent, but it's also okay to lean on others when necessary. Building healthy relationships based on mutual respect and support is key to overcoming hyperindependence. A search for meaning. Life's struggles often lead us to question our purpose. After enduring hardship, many people find themselves searching for meaning in their experiences. Instead of asking, "Why me?" they begin asking, "What can I learn from this? How can I grow?" This shift in mindset is known as post-traumatic growth, a phenomenon where individuals emerge from adversity with a deeper sense of understanding, strength, and purpose. The search for meaning can turn pain into purpose. For example, someone who has faced childhood trauma may go on to work with others who have experienced similar difficulties. Their personal experiences fuel their desire to help others heal, transforming their pain into a source of inspiration. Finding meaning in suffering allows individuals to make sense of their struggles and use them as a platform for personal growth. Instead of being defined by pain, they find purpose through it, using their experiences to help others and make the world a better place. Conclusion: if you see yourself in these traits, it's a sign that life has tested you, but it hasn't defeated you. You're still here, standing tall, evolving, and healing. Every challenge you've faced has been an opportunity for growth, and through it all, you've developed resilience, strength, and wisdom.